Hello. Okay, that's working. Um, Hold on, I'm just gonna share this link around. All right, so this was my week one. So for those who don't know, I'm in a Pokemon draft league called the OKL. I do this every I mean they run a season like once every like 3 months, and this was the playoff bracket from season 5. I did upload I was trying to upload season 5 on a weekly basis, but I just didn't get around to it, which I'm sorry about. And I want to do like make more content on Pokemon draft leagues because I think they're really fun. But just to give some context, I started off. It's a 6 week season, and I started off 0-2, and then I ran the gauntlet, finishing season 4 and 2, which put me into the playoffs. And I actually ended up as the fourth seed, tied with like 4 people with a 4-2 record, because it was an 8-man playoff bracket. So there was playoff bracket. So 3 people finished 5-1, and then 5 people finished 4-2. And because my differential was really high, like my KO differential, I actually ended up as the fourth seed. And so I matched into obese Chihuahua, who was the fifth seed in this bracket. And I thought he had a pretty good team to match up against mine, like because my main threats are like Arcanine, Primarina, Tapu Bulu, and I have good walls like Corviknight and Tingaloo. And he ended up bringing a solid offense team here with threats like Volcanion, who can just wall Primarina. He had answers like Arcanine for Arcanine. Well, Arcanine was really strong in this game. Arcanine's always really strong. Really broken Pokemon in draft leagues. But anyway, yeah, let's just get right into it. So this is my first round, game one. It's a best of 3. I let off my Tingloo. He let off a Volcanion. Main purpose for Tingloo is that I really want to get Stealth Rocks up versus his team, as he has 3 Pokemon weak to rocks, and like Spinning or Barbiarco could hold a Focus Sash. So even though I knew I was going to take a Steam Eruption here, I just opted to go straight for a Stealth Rock here because I really wanted to do that. And then turn 2, I decided to swap out to my Primarina because this thing can't take a hit, and I actually took them Hyper Voice on this Primarina so I could hit Volcanion neutrally. But he actually ends up being a substitute set with Sludge Bomb, and even after the Calm Mind here, which will allow me to take another Sludge Bomb, Hyper Voice is not going to kill him behind substitute, which is a little unfortunate. So I now have to change up my strategy and let my Primarina die. So I decided to bring in my Tingloo again because I can break the sub with an EQ, and I can't take a Steam Eruption because it's a special defensive set. Actually, no, I use Whirlwind. That's right, I use Whirlwind. I don't think I had EQ in the set. My bad. But yeah, so it brings in the Latios, and here I'm just letting my Tingloo die. It's a really low percent. The likelihood of it doing anything the rest of the game is pretty low. And so next, I bring in my Kilowatt-Row, which is... No, I bring in Tapu Bulu. Yeah, because this is especially defensive Tapu Bulu set. And I get a Leech Seed up, and I manage to ship this. And my goal here is I just want to ship this to a point where my Kilowatt-Row can kill it with Terra Blast Ice. I need a Bolt Beam set, and then I get my U-turn chip off, and then now I can bring in my Kilowatt-Row, and now it can die to Terra Ice, because this is an extra build Kilowatt-Row set. So I go over to Terra Ice, and that takes out his Latios. He then brings in Sableye, which I figured would try and sub screens. So I bring in Corviknight. Basically because I just want to stall for a bit, and like I can get my health back with Roost as well. So it's really just important that I position myself at a point where I can get in my Kilowatt-Row or my Arcanine when he doesn't have a lot of screens up. And I can do this by swapping back and forth between my Tapu Bulu and my Corviknight. Again, I don't care if this thing gets paralyzed. It's just here to set up the Leech Seed. Bio Berry. And I thought he might switch there, so I just went for Leech Seed again. Get my Leech Seed up again. Because he has leftovers and I have to terrain up, he's not going to be taking too much damage. But I just have to go in my Corviknight here to take the Sludge Bomb. And then because he is out of Light Screen, I just let him have my Corviknight. Yeah. And now this allows me to bring back in my... I should bring in my Arcanine here because it doesn't really matter. And I decided to get a substitute up here because he is running low on Steam Eruptions. And so my plan is I want to have a substitute up for when on his next Pokemon. Because he only has 3 more Steam Eruptions. So if he misses, or if he runs out of Steam Eruptions, whoever wins first. And here, I'm like, oh, he's gonna die to Leech Seed if I try to do this again. So I need to set up the Grass Seed terrain for him, so that I can have a substitute up with my Arcanine. And here, I just figured there's no way he goes for Steam Eruption here. So I just go back into my Arcanine, take the Flamethrower pretty easily. And then here I can just set the substitute on his last Steam Eruption. And now I'm set up to have a substitute on whatever it comes in next, which is really good. Because because a Sludge Bomb is not going to break my sub. And then just so I don't miss the Head Smash, I decide to take him out here with the Extreme Speed. And that's the last turn of Grassy Terrain too. So now I'm sitting in a really good spot here. He brings in Sableye. He can't paralyze me, so he just has to set up like Reflect. And with 2 Head Smashes, I can take him out. I decided to go for Overheat here because I figured if on the odd chance I miss Head Smash, he will be able to break my sub with Knockoff. So I just Overheat here, which has a higher accuracy and also I think guaranteed the kill. So. And I did tech in the Overheat because he has a Mega Steelix on his bench. And then I go for a Head Smash here. And here, even though in the back of my head I was like, oh, he's going to Aqua Jet me, so I got to switch out here to my Tapu Bulu. So I was like, I don't want to get Aqua Jetted, so I'm going to go to Tapu Bulu here. And this thing actually doesn't get Aqua Jet, and I didn't know that until after the set was over, so. But yeah, he teched in Poison Jab, which is fine. But now I can bring in my Kilowatt Rail on this. And take it out with a T-Bolt. He has no life screen up, so my Kilowatt Rail is pretty free here. And he has a Vanillix, so it sets it to Snow. And then he actually has Choice Scarf Flash Cannon. I barely live that as I go for the U-turn here. The reason for that is I just needed any kind of chip up on this in order to kill it with Head Smash. And I knew I would take the Flash Cannon. So yeah, Head Smash takes out Vanillix. And I also wanted to have my Kilowatt in the back because it could outspeed Thundurus. So. And then his last Pokemon is Thundurus. I just go for Extreme Speed here just to get some chip up before he kills me. But he ends up going for Nasty Blot here. And so my second Extreme Speed is going to kill him. So we do best of 3 sets, and now it's game 1, and now on to game 2. Well, I lead off from Marina here because I thought he might try and lead off a Sableye to set up screens immediately. He leads off a Barbarical. I know he has Poison Jab from last game, so I started the Corviknight here to take that hit. And here I figured he might go for a Shell Smash, so I just go for a Body Press straight away. And unfortunately for me, it doesn't kill. And so now with Terra Water, he actually one-shots Corviknight, which this was a max defense Corviknight set too, which was really unfortunate. And Life Orb doesn't take him out. So now I have to go into this Threaten's Extreme Speed, and he just goes out to Sableye. And now I don't want to get paralyzed, so I have to swap here. So I bring in my King Wheel. I think he does a pretty good read there to knock off my leftovers. And here I try to set up hazards because it would kill his Barbarical, but he knows that, so he brings in his Barbarical straight away, and I have no switch in, so I just have to take whatever hit, and he kills my King Wheel. Both my walls were taken out by that Pokemon. And again, I figured he brings Stabilize, I bring in Primarina here. And behind the light screen, his Sableye actually survived, which was brutal. And this, I think, was a spec set too, so. And now, I really don't have much to threaten his Thundurus here. I try and swap out to my Tapu Bulu. I was hoping he wouldn't have Sludge Bomb on this set. And so I go for the Protect here to scout it out, and he does have the Sludge Bomb. And that just straight up kills me. And now I can't really break this behind screens. I go for the Terra Blast, Terra Ice here, trying to get as much damage as possible, and he ends up taking it, and kills me with the Sludge Bomb, and then Extreme Speed doesn't even take him out, so I ended up getting swept by Thunderous behind screens this game. Unfortunate. And then, so now it's game 3. I lead off Kilowatt this time because he has a pretty good lead matchup versus most of his team. And if I'm up against Steelix, I can U-turn out. So I get the lead matchup. I go straight for T-Bolt here, and he goes straight to Steelix, and then I just go ahead and U-turn. I decided to bring in I think I'm bringing in Ting Lu. Yeah, I bring in Ting Lu here because I want to set up hazards. And I wasn't really scared of this because I figured it would be a Stealth Rock set of some kind. But he ends up being a Body Press set, which is really scary. And so my plan is to Whirlwind him, but I just started died. So I just died to Body Press. And so now I have to bring in my Primarina. And the Hydro Pump here was so obvious, or a Scald or whatever, that I figured he would bring in Volcanion 100%. So I try and go for a Toxic here, which ends up being a massive misplay, as he goes straight for Body Press. So now I'm really in the back foot here, so I have to go for Hydro Pump here. And it did, and I'm in a miss. So now it's looking really bleak. I lost 2 Pokemon to this, and really my only way of killing this is that I have Overheat on my Arcanine, but even at this percentage, if he's a specially defensive set, I have to get Chip on it. So I have to bring in Corviknight here, because I need Arcanine to win this game. So I had to bring Corviknight here to get in 2 Body Presses, which 16% doesn't seem like a lot, but it is just enough to guarantee a kill here with Overheat, and if this Overheat missed, it would have been actually tragic. But now I'm in such a bad spot, 3 versus 5, and even though this is a mixed Arcanine set, he can do whatever he wants. And again, like I can't here I go for the substitute because I have to make a lot of outplays to have any chance of winning the game. So I figured he would go. I figured he would go for a Shell Smash here, thinking that I would swap out to the Tapu Bulu or something, or Kilowatt Roll. So I go substitute here because I'm calling out to Shell Smash, which I do get this read right. And then he goes for Liquidation, taking my sub, and then Head Smash takes out his Barbarical real easily. So there we go, 1 leg up, keep it going. And here I bring in my Tapu Bulu because I do not care if it gets paralyzed by T-Wave. He goes straight for the Thunder Wave, and then I set up a Leech Seed, I think. I should be going for Leech Seed here. I go for a Horn Leech, which gets a good amount of damage on a Thundurus. And here I have the Kabaya Berry, but it doesn't even matter. So now I have to bring in my Kilowatt Rail, which the Terra Ice can take out his Thundurus. And then he brings back in a Sableye. I'm Volt Absorb, so I'm not going to get paralyzed. So I just ship this down with T-Bolts. And here I go for a U-turn because I was trying to see if he went for a knockoff here, if I was able to get a hit off of this. So I go for my, So basically what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to stall out screens to a point where it sets up my Kilowatt Rail when Light Screen is gone, because Kilowatt Rail can sweep his team if Light Screen is gone. Because it has Volt Absorb, so I'm not concerned about that. And because I have 2 Pokemon, I can switch back and forth. Again, I'm just trying to put myself in a position where I can do this with Kilowatt Rail. And I have Roost too in Kilowatt Rail. So here I Roost, and then on the last turn of Light Screen, I kill him with T-Bolt. So now he's last Pokemon are the Latias and Volcanion. And so I go for Terra Ice, and because I saw this as a Bulk Beam set, I actually was not scared of Latias. So I was not scared of Latias, and he was a Calm Mind set, so I just was able to take care of this Terra Blast. And his last Pokemon is Volcanion, which T-Bolt easily takes out. So even though I was down 3-6 at one point in the game, because I was able to position myself around Light Screen correctly, I was able to win. So that was my round 1 match, down to the wire, which now this put me into round 2 against Zach Kowick. By the way, my playoff gauntlet was really tough because Obese won the league last season in Season 4, and Zach Kowick has played more Draft League than anyone else in the league. This is only his 2nd season in the OKL specifically, but he was in semis last season, and now he's back in semis again, going up against me. We both stopped in semis last season, so we actually did play in a regular season this season, so I knew that his Metacham was really scary. That was his Terra Pokemon. He has Terra fighting on it, and and then he has a pretty good like core here between like Slowking, Arcanine, and Shreds. And Meowscarada is a really scary Pokemon. And so, like last time, I knew I could. Me winning or losing depends on how I play my Arcanine. And I decided to bring in Garbodor in a set because it can tank hits from Meowscarada and Medicham if I play it right. Yeah, I lead off Arcanine and he leads off Medicham. So even though I'm a choice Scarf set for this set, and I know he's a choice Scarf set, I was adamant. So if he was Jolly, he would just kill me. So I decided to just hard swap my Garbodor here because on the CC, my Rocky Helmet is going to ship him. As he hard swaps out to his Arcanine, which is fine. So I don't really care about this matchup, so I just go for a Spike here. And then I swap out to my own Arcanine here, because I thought he would go for a, I thought he would teleport. Yeah, I thought he would teleport. Yeah, I thought he would teleport out to, I thought he would teleport. Yeah, I thought he would teleport, and my Arcanine would put me in the best position possible if he teleported. But he just goes for Scorching Sands. My Arcanine takes 10 million. And then I just go straight for a Head Smash. Yeah. And it just, yeah. He only has one Rock Resist on his team, which is Shreds, and he might, and if I read that right, I can just Flare Blitz him, and he might die, and he's completely open up to Head Smash. And so he brings in Shreds here, and I just hard swap out to Garbodor, because I thought he would Rapid Spin, and I wanted to punish that. But he just goes for a Body Press, and so I'm like, okay, I gotta go out to Corviknight here. Because my Corviknight is also an Iron Defense set, so. In terms of Iron Defense, Corviknight versus Iron Defense Treads, Corviknight will always win because I have recovery and pressure. So yeah, he swaps up to his Dragalge, and as I go for a Body Press because I just want to chip something. I'm scared of T-Bolt here, so I swap out to my Tinglu. As he goes for a Scald, I'm not sure if he had T-Bolt in this game in particular, but he swaps Athletic Fish into like a Burn too. And he brings in Meow. As I go for Spikes, I just want some Spikes. And I'm bringing my Garbodor to do as I needed to, just to take a hit and then get Rocky Helmet chip on his Pokemon. As he brings in Medicham, and here I'm like, yeah, Garbodor can just die. That's fine. Yeah, and then it gets a ton of Rocky Helmet and Aftermath chip on his Medicham. And then I bring in my Tinglu because I know he's Scarfed. And I go for, I think, a Spike here or Whirlwind. Yeah, I said a Spike. So just get more hazards up. And then here I didn't really care what he did. I was just like, you know, I'm just gonna take whatever you go for, and I'm gonna and I think I'm gonna Whirlwind. I think that's what I do. Yeah, I Whirlwind. So unfortunately, I pull back in Meow, but it is what it is. So now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna swap out to my Corviknight on a Flower Trick, I presume. I think he goes for Low Kick, which is also fine. And now again, I'm just in a good spot to set up Iron Defenses because without the Protean boost, Thunder Punch is not gonna do that much damage. So I decided to seal up my Roost, and then on this turn I think I set up an Iron Defense on his Medicham. Yeah, and once my Corviknight has like defense raises, even like even pure power Terra fighting Medicham CCs aren't going to be doing that much. And I just have to make sure I'm above like 56% for like crits and stuff. So. Yeah, I get my last Iron Defense here. And then here, I don't want to play around anymore with crits, so I just like, I could have healed up here, but I didn't want to play around with crits in front of this thing, so I just quick Body Pressed it. And then he brings in the Slowking, which is a pretty easy target for me to Roost on. I've teched in Power Trip on this set to hit his Slowking in particular. And then this turn I go for the Power Trip, and he ends up being a Jet Button, which is a weird tech, but, you know. And he brings in his Meowscarada, presumably he's enough to go for Thunder Punch. And again, even if he crits me, I'm not going to die, so that's not a big deal. And yeah, from this point on, Corviknight just kind of wins the game with a combination of Body Press and Power Trip. Yeah, we don't need to see the rest of this, I just end up winning. Alright. Game 2. Game 2, I bring the same team pretty much. I think he made some adjustments to his team. But this time I lead off with Tinglu because I just want to set up hazards. This leads off to his Shreds, and I just go straight for a Spike. No, IQ. Yeah. Because EQ made sense here because if he Body Press to get chip on my Tinglu, I would get chip on his Shreds. So. And here I go out to Garbodor to do some tick damage with Rocky Helmet. As he brings back in his Treads. here I'm like, yeah, I don't really. And here I'm like, I'm gonna flip out my King Wheel. As he does a pretty good double here out to Metacham. But again, I don't care as I can just go back up to Garbodor. And even though Terra Fighting is gonna 2-hit KO me, the card that card didn't matter. It's fine because I got chip on this, and I'm also now in a position where I can just hit something with Arcanine, which is also really good. This is also at extreme speed percent now, so. I go for a Flare Blitz, I think, and I go for a Head Smash here because Head Smash hit a lot of this team, and it hit the more obvious switch-ins of Arcanine and Slowking. And when I burned his eject button on that F Smash too, so. Now I bring in my King Wheel on Shreds, as he again makes a good double here. And I don't really care too much about like my deficit of Pokemon because I can always just win this game with Arcanine. And I bring in my Kilo Water Bell on CC. I knew I would live because this was a more just like a defensive Kilo Water Bell set, like or more like EV defensively. And so now I go for Terra Ghost here because to just be immune to fighting, and he knows I'm Terra Ghost, so he just swaps out to his Shreds here as I go for a Keybolt, and then I go for a U-turn here into my Corviknight just to take an EQ, and then I double out here to Tingleel because I figured he would go out to his. Yeah, typically I go to Tingleel here to take the Volt Switch, and now I can get up a free Spike. And the main reason why I want Spikes is specifically to this thing. He goes for Toxic here. This is getting me down. And he goes for Chilly Reception. And here, I just end up stalling a lot of my Team Wheel, getting chip on stuff. We can go through this part kind of fast. Yeah, getting chip on stuff with Earthquake, Spikes, Whirlwind, that kind of stuff. Because he doesn't really have safe switching into his Metacham or his Meowscarada here, so I just end up doing this for a while. Unfortunately, he's boots onto two Pokemon I keep bringing in here, which are Shreds and Arcanine. And because I've been intimidating twice, my Earthquakes aren't doing anything. So eventually I'm just like, screw it, I'm sending in my Zero Layer Spikes. Just so I can do more damage. And he actually does I think a pretty big misplay here, which is he goes for a Teleport here, letting me chip his Arcanine. And this chip's going to be really important later in the game. As he teleports to bring back in his Shreds. This is presumably to spin. And here, okay, I need a little bit of chip on this to guarantee a Flare Blitz KO. So that's why I go for an Air Slash here. And then as he goes for a Rapid Spin, and then because I got the chip I wanted, I try and get a bit greedy here and go for a Roost, just in case he wants to play Rapid Spin again or something. Didn't work out, it's just Earthquakes me down, but that's fine. Because now I can bring in my Arcanine and go for a Flare Blitz. But I do end up making the ball. I do end up going for a Flare Blitz straight away. And because I know he's really likes just clicking Chilly Reception. And again, I'm down here. I'm down 3-6. So I need to start making more offensive plays. So I know he likes just clicking Chilly Reception and Teleport and stuff and U-turn like on auto. So I just go for a Flare Blitz here, anticipating to go for Chilly Reception, which I got right. And now he brings in his Arcanine here. And again, I don't want to like die to Scorching Sand, so I bring in my Primarina here as he goes for a Teleport. Teleport here, and his Meowscarada is getting cheap those Spikes, which is good. But again, I want to Primarina lives. I got my Arcanine, which can take one hit, and it takes a Thunder Punch here. Thankfully, I don't get paralyzed. But now I know he's gonna go to Slowking. He's done it every time, and so now I call it out. I go for the Head Smash, and that's one hurdle down. That's one hurdle down. And now he brings in Shreds. He gets his Rapid Spin up here. That's whatever. I don't care at this point. Like he's at the point where his team's so chipped from what I've been doing that I don't care about the Spikes anymore. He goes for the Volt Switch here. I think I try and set up Iron Defenses, because if he goes into anything but Metacham here, I'm in a really good spot. I know Metacham gets Trick here, and even though I could have gone into my Arcanine here to give him a Choice Scarf and have him blocking the Trick, I figured it would be better if I just applied offensive pressure on my Corviknight and just spam Body Press behind it with the Choice Scarf, which is what I end up doing. The Body Press kills the Metacham, and Body Press ends up doing a good amount to Strategy, but he makes a huge misplay here and goes for a Flip Turn when he should have just gone for T-Bolt. If he had gone for T-Bolt, he would have been in a much better position to win this game. But because he's letting me get more chip with my Corviknight's Body Presses, he lets me hit his Arcanine, which is a really important chip. And now because of that, I get more chip on his Regalgy. and I just win the game here. Like, it's really hard for him to win from this position because I have Choice Scarf in the back. He brings in the Masquerada, which is gonna, I think, kill me Thunder Punch here. Yeah, but just barely. But I bring it back in my Arcanine, and I go for a Flare Blitz because it's just my autopilot move. And luckily for me, and I have positioned this to a point where I can't, where he's at a point where he might be able to live a -1 Flare Blitz. So, but I prepped for this, and I kept my Primarina at full health, so it can take an EQ and a Rapid Spin and live your physical leftover set. And so I just go for a Scald here. I live the Volt Switch, no problem. Scald here takes out his Meow, and then he tries to go for a Rapid Spin here to try and outspeed my Arcanine. But I end up living because I was a leftover set. And so I end up 2ing that Koic to move on to Grand Finals against G-Boot, who is the most illustrious player in the OKL. He's won 2 OKL championships, and he's been in Grands of 4 of the 5 seasons, including this one. So up against G-Boot here, and he actually, like, it was a rough matchup because I matched up really well into his team to the point where he didn't even bring 2 of his best Pokemon. He didn't bring Latios or Low Kicks. So the Pokemon I was really afraid of was like Rotom, Moltres, and Hariyama. And so I decided to take an approach for this set that I haven't done all season, which was to utilize the fact that I have both Ting Lu and Tapu Bulu on this team, and we used utilizing Ting Lu's Ruination plus Hazards plus Whirlwind, and then utilizing Tapu Bulu's Nature's Madness plus Leaf Seed. And if I can ship this team down with these two, I can eventually win the game with Choice Span Extreme Speed. And so that was my game plan going into this. Music off. As he leads off Rotom Watch, I figured he would lead off with Rotom because Arcanine does really well against the rest of his team. Because Primarina matches up well to the rest of the team, so I figured he would want to lead off with Arcanine with his Rotom to counter that.
1% rewards on non-red card purchases to redeem on future target runs. Learn how to earn and save more with Target Circle.
So I go straight for a Leech Seed here. This is a substitution, my bad. So I go straight for a substitution set here, because I wasn't really scared. So I get free substitute up, and I go straight for a Stone Edge here, because this was a Stone Edge. I attacked him Stone Edge on this for his Moltres. Unfortunately, he goes straight to Aggron, but that's okay. And then I go for a Leech Seed here as he Mega Evolves. And then because he is slower, I can just kind of sub Leech Seed stall this for a bit. And he knows that, so he just goes out to Hariyama as I set up another substitute. Again, I try to go for Leech Seed, but unfortunately I miss as he goes for a Bulk Up. So now it's like a little scary here. And depending on what Terra type, because he's Terra Poison, I'm pretty sure. So he can Terra out of his weakness to Fairy. But luckily I have the Nature's Madness plus Leech Seed here, which allows me to shift down his Hariyama to a manageable range. And even though he has the Drain Punch, he's not getting that much recovery because he's like shipping substitutes. So, but he's getting enough back to the point where I have to like respect it. And I can only play this game for so long, so. So here I decided to split up my Corviknight, which can take on this Mon pretty well here, especially with the Leech Seed up against it. And then I go for U-turn here, and I bring in my Primarina here because I wanted to bait him into another Drain Punch, which even though I take a lot, it's enough. And he's Terra Fairy, I'm pretty sure, so it does range my Moonblast. And he's Terra Poison, so I call it as Terra Poison here, and I have a Psychic, so the Psychic does kill there. And I bring it back in my Tapu Bulu against his Rotom, as this actually ends up being a Screens variant. Again, I'm not scared. I'm more than like happy to just still have Screens with Tapu Bulu. Against this Hydro Pump, which is a little unfortunate, but it's not like it would have mattered too much. I get that Nature's Madness up, get him down to about 50%, and I just have to Leech Seed to get him down even further. As he goes for a Volt Switch there, I think I go for another substitute here. Yeah, I go for another sub. He brings in Moltres. And I think I go for a Nature's Madness, as U-turn does not break my sub. Yeah, no, Leaf Seed. Yeah, Leaf Seed may also make sense just so I get recovery back. And now his Rotom's at a range where after Strange are down, I'm really in a really good spot. And I even get a Nature's Madness off on his Roma piece. Again, just setting up Leaf Seeds. And then as he encores me, not a huge deal here. In fact, I think I just stay in Leaf Seed again, because I don't really care. No, I bring Marina. Which is also a fine play because I don't die, and I also get recovery back from Leech Seed. And now I can just get a free hit on something with Moonblast Hydro Pump because it's a choice spec set. And at 26%, Rotom would have died. So yeah, and I just claim something here for Hydro Pump. As he goes for a Trick Room, not a huge deal. I decided to bring in my Corviknight because it is an answer to his Marowak. Because I would rather have this in front of Marowak than my Primarina. And I go for Body Press here just in case he tried to Wish Pass to his Rotom, which is exactly what happens. And then now he brings in his Marowak here. As he ends up being a Power Punch set, it's not going to really help him too much. And then I go for the Thief, which I teched in. I teched in Thief on this because I wanted to take Heavy Duty Boots from Moltres. Specifically Moltres, but I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna take a Sick Club. So I took a Sick Club, and now he's just not a Pokemon. And then I U-turn here on the last turn Trick Room onto Primarina, and Moonblast just kills something here. And then I bring in my Corviknight here. If he kills me, it's fine. It's whatever. I don't care. I can even roost up against this. If he goes for EQ or whatever, good for him. Yeah, Body Press, gets me out. So I can't really stall this out. I just get a little bit of chip here of Body Press. And this is like Mega Aggron's one weakness, and it can be chipped down. And unfortunately, I missed my Hydro Pump here, which would have killed. And I almost died Heavy Slam. Yeah, so Hydro Pump again. Kills his Aroma piece. He brings in Moltres, he has to. I decided to swap out because I can just kill Aggron with this. I don't really lose anything by going to Tinglu here. He Toxics me, and then I just have Spikes because I just want to ship Mega Aggron. And then bring in my Kilowatt Rail here, in case he goes for Defog, because this is a competitive Kilowatt Rail. And I just go for T-Bolt here. I end up dying to Flamethrower, but that's whatever. Bring it back in my Tapu Bulu, because I can take it out of Stone Edge. Or Leaf Seed, like whatever works. Leaf Seed would have put it in an extreme speed range. And then I miss Leaf Seed, which sucks. So then I have to bring in my Arcanine here, and so I have to like hit Head Smash now, which sucks. Head Smash connects. Bring in my Tinglu here. Body Press, it's fine. Like, yeah, it's just really hard for him to win from this position. Bring in my Primarina. It should decide a Hydro Pump here. Finally, I connect. Finally, I connect. Moltres, the last Pokemon, takes out my Primarina Flamethrower, and then I take him out with Head Smash. At the end, I'm going to go Toxic. Alright, on to the final game of playoffs here. This is for the championship. I'll lead off Primarina, because I just know I can hit something. And I decided to double out to Corviknight here, in case he has, because I can't kill him. So I can't kill him in full, if he's a Assault Vest set, which is what I was thinking. So I can take the Poison Jab. As Aggron, I go for U-turn straight away. And then I bring my Tinglu, because I want to ship this with Ruination. Which is actually what I am doing, and now with Aggron is at half, which is perfect. And I think I just go for another Ruination. Or some Spikes, yeah. Spikes also work. So offensive Rotom, I go for the Ruination, get this thing shipped. And I don't really care here if it takes me out, so I'm just like, I'm gonna Whirlwind you. So, unfortunate. I Dragon Moltres, and then we trade Toxic for Rock Slide. And because he is Roost here, I'm not gonna kill him with Rock Slide, I don't think. So I just go for more hazards. I bring my Kilowatt Rail in case he decides to defog, because I'm competitive, but he just never defogged versus me. And then I swap out back into my Corviknight on his Marowak. Unfortunately, I take a lot from that knockoff. But I do get some Rocky Helmet chips, so it's fine. Power Punch. Again, I'm not afraid of Marowak like at all. I go for the U-turn here, bring back in my Primarina, because I figured he would Power Punch or Fire Punch. And now I get a free kill here with Scald, and Scald just takes out his Marowak. So now he brings in Rotom. I decided to swap out my King Wheel, just in case he goes for like an electric move. Go straight for Hydro Pump, which is going to 2-hit KO my King Wheel. But I decided to bring in my Tapu Lulu, because I can conserve my King Wheel. It still has been more to provide. He goes for a Pain Split here, which is a pretty good counter to have been playing my Tapu Lulu, but with the Leaf Seed up, it's going to be pretty hard for him to contest me. And unfortunately, I'm not running a Grass move. This is still like the Stoner set, so I just delayed like Nature Madness him down. I get the substitutes. And the way this is going, I can just set up substitute whenever he decides to Pain Split. But unfortunately, he gets a Salad Berry set up, which is kind of rough, but it shouldn't be a big deal as long as I have him in a position where I can Extreme Speed him with my Arcanine. So that's why I have to like drag this out. And he finishes kills me off from Hydro Pump. So now I bring in my Kilo Drill. It was definitely a misplay because I forgot about the speed boost here. So I definitely just like messed up. So I have to sack my King over here. So I messed up. So now I have to bring my Arcanine and Extreme Speed it. So I threw away my King Leaf for like no reason there. Definitely misplay on my part. So now I bring it back in Moltres. And like I said, this is a bandit set, so I have to swap out here. I bring my Corviknight here, which is like the one Pokemon I'm flying, like sacking here. So I sack to a Flamethrower, and now I can bring back in my Primarina here, which because it doesn't die to Flamethrower here. Gets the Toxic off, and I land my Hydro Pump, and it takes out his Moltres. And all his Pokemon are slower than my Primarina because I have speed EV'd on my Primarina, so I can just keep Hydro Pumping until I die to Toxic. Hydro Pump, and I take out his Aromatisse, and then I die to Toxic, and so then I bring in my Arcanine here. I bring in Hariyama. I am a Psychic Feint set, which is what I end up going for here. Unfortunately, it doesn't die, but my Kilo Water doesn't die to anything that he has either. And now I can just go for a T-Bolt here and take out his Aggron. And his last Pokemon is this Hariyama. And if it's an AV set, like I thought he can win, and if it's not, he can win either. So 2 T-Bolts from Kilo Drill seals up the championship, and that's how I became the OKL champion of Season 5. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. I know I'll have a pretty color text in Discord. So yeah, it was a fun season. So yeah, GG's to everyone. See you in Season 6. Hopefully I'll upload weekly up for that. Anyway, thank you guys for watching.